Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. Now, a few days ago, we did a video where we pretty much looked at tier 8 tech tree tanks, and a lot of people usually grind the lines, and as soon as they sort of got to the next tier, they kind of sell the tank to get enough credits because they know that they're sort of never going to play them again. So we looked at tier 8 tanks where I think that you shouldn't sell. You should not sell because they are actually fun tanks to play, and you should keep them to the point where you could play them just because you're not grinding the line. There's certain tanks that people do go and play just because they want to go and play a certain tier, and they don't want to play premium tanks or collectible tanks. So we're going to continue that. We're going to continue that all the way. And not only are we going to look at tech tree tanks, but we're also going to look at collectible tanks as well. And then we are going to look at tanks where I think you should sell because they're just shit. So today we are looking at tier 7. So we're going to look at 3 tier 7 tanks that you should not sell once you've got the next tier. And we're going to start off with the Tiger 1. Now, tier 8, we looked at the Tiger 2 because I thought it is a brilliant tank. It's got so many buffs over the years, and I thought it is a brilliant tank. Now, I love the fact in the comment section there is so many different variety of tanks. Now, I know a lot of people recommended the 53 TP. Yes, that is another tank, and that is actually a brilliant tank, and probably another tank that you shouldn't sell. Now, bear in mind, I'm only looking at 3 tanks, so I'm not looking at 5 or 6. It's not just 3 tanks. I'm just looking at my best 3 tanks, which I recommend. And if you've got another recommendation, hit it in the comments below. At least people that are looking at grinding sort of up the lines, they can also read your comments and think, you know what, this guy's not just this guy, but there's 20 people in the comment section that is saying the 53 TP. So once I get it, I'm going to, I could just grind it. It might give people the opportunity to grind that tank if they've never grinded it before. So just because I'm looking at 3 tanks doesn't mean there is only 3 tanks. But the Tiger 1 is a brilliant tank. Fantastic DPM, fantastic speed. And of course, it is a legendary tank. We all know that. But I think it's a very good tank. Wargaming buffed the armor profile quite a while back now, and I think it is an absolutely brilliant tank, and a tank you should never sell. Moving on to tank number 2. Now, tank number 2, I've gone with the Panther 1. Now, a lot of people might disagree with this, but I was looking at sort of medium tanks in tier 7, and do you know what? The Panther 1 is still a great tank. Wargaming, again, buffed it a while ago. They made the armor profile sort of very, very strong for what it is. So not only have you got a sort of speed, you've got the weight of the thing as well, because you are quite a heavy tank, so you can go ramming if you want to. And again, the speed, the reload, the DPM, it is actually a brilliant tank. So let's just ram this guy here. Yeah, we've done a little bit of damage to ourselves, but at the minute I'm totally ignoring the guy behind me shooting me. That's because I wanted to clear that guy, and as soon as I clear that guy, we can then all focus on the other tank. So yes, I've lost a lot of hit points very early on, but at least we've got rid of 2 medium tanks, and it is now a 7 versus 5, and we're all still alive. Where if I wouldn't have gone with that object at the start, then my guy over there, the AMX CDC, would have probably been dead. I would have been a lot of hit points as well, but at least we are all still alive. So the Panther 1, like, not many people really play the tank anymore. I still think it is a, let's just fast forward a little bit. I still think it is a brilliant tank. Like, yes, it's not played as much as it used to be, but back in the day, it didn't really, it got played, but it wasn't a popular tank. It wasn't like a fantastic tank, but when it comes to mediums now in tier 7, honestly, I do think the Panther 1 is a great tank. Could it be made better? Yeah, probably. it probably could be, but you know, overall, when it comes to mediums, I still think this is up there. When it comes to tech tree mediums, at least, I still think this tank is up there. It can perform, it can do damage, and it is honestly a beautiful tank. It's a legendary tank. Of course, if you've ever been to Bovington Tank Museum, which I am going next month, so if you go into Tank Fest, I will be there. This tank is there, and actually it is huge. Like, you don't realize how big this tank is, but in real life, honestly, it is absolutely a huge tank. And it, again, in the battlefield, it is a good tank to play, and it's a good tank to keep just if you do want to play a medium in tier 7. Moving on to the final tank in this list. Now, this, I think, in my opinion, is one of the best heavies in tier 9. When played correctly, it is tier 7. It's a super strong tank that will allow you to learn how to play certain ways. So it will teach you how to play in sort of a hold down position. It will teach you how to kind of side scrape, face hug. It will teach you a lot of different ways. Now, of course, we are talking about the T29. The armor profile on this for a tier 7 tank is absolutely fantastic. The turret is very, very strong. However, the hull is not strong at all. But if you play the T29, not only are you learning sort of the tier 7 version, but it will teach you how to play most of the other tanks that are very, very similar. For example, the T30. Yes, it's a tier 9 tank destroyer, but playing this tank is pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same tank. However, the T30 has a lot bigger gun, and it'll also teach you how to play the other, you know, the E5, etc, etc, because honestly, it is a brilliant tank. The T29 is such a good tank, and definitely an underrated tank. I think it definitely deserves a bit more love. I think the armor profile is fantastic when you put it in the right position. Of course, if you're in the wrong position like we are now, then yes, you are going to get penetrated and you are going to get bullied. So just be mindful of where you put this tank. But I still think it is one of the best tier 7 heavies in the game, and if you grind the line, honestly, I think it's definitely worth keeping. And if you fancy playing tier 7 heavy tanks, then this is definitely up there as one of my favorite choices. It's a fantastic tank, and it deserves a bit more credit than it does. Again, the armor profile is very, very good when it comes to the turret. Of course, your hull isn't as strong, but I still think it is a brilliant tank that definitely deserves to stay in your garage. So, as again, just like we did with the tier 8s, hit me in the comments below what three tanks in tier 7 tech tree would you keep if you've grinded to the next tier. So we are only looking at tech trees. Of course, we will get to collectibles as well, but let me know what 3 tanks you would recommend keeping in tier 7. Let me know in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I'll be back tomorrow with tier 6. Bye bye for now.